We live in a dark world, an often evil place where pain and loss overshadow every corner of the earth. And the only way you can get rid of darkness, I was beginning to learn, is to turn on the light. While we were in India, for instance, our old friend from Furious Love, Shanti, took us up to the tea fields of northern India, to a rock quarry that is a breathtaking example of modern slavery and forced child labor. Entire families are forced to crush and haul rocks, day in and day out, for their entire lives. They have 3 weeks to fill up one of these trucks, and for their efforts, the entire family receives the equivalent of $24 US. And who is the biggest contractor for this human rights violation? The Indian government. Shanti has tried her best to help, giving as many kids as she can an education and a hope for a better future. But by educating one child, she deprives a family of another set of hands needed to meet their quota. When we were there, she was able to get 2 more children to her school, but the sea of hopelessness extends far beyond her reach. She is just one woman burning bright in a world of darkness. These rock quarries are scattered all over India, and the situation is the same or worse in all of them. The darkness is overwhelming, but through his kids, God's light continues to shine. Along the way, we met Gora and Beer. Gora is lame, and Beer is blind. These two travel from village to village, preaching about what God's love has done for them, and to do so, Gora steers the bike while Beer pedals. They simply can't help themselves from preaching the gospel. Or Kadiram here, who is bringing the healing power of Jesus to so many people that local witch doctors sent elephants to destroy his house. He was ruining their business. When the elephants got to his home, they turned and destroyed the witch doctors' houses instead. Then we met Mahid el-Shafi. His story is like a James Bond film. An Egyptian by birth, he was tortured for 7 days by radical Muslims, and is one of the few people alive today who has been crucified for his faith. He was able to escape by living with a Bedouin family in the mountains for 2 months, then stole a jet ski on which he slipped past security checkpoints before finding asylum with the only country who would take him, Israel. Mahid runs an organization called One Free World International. He often confronts governments who are allowing Christians to be persecuted under their rule, and he has successfully smuggled out and reunited hundreds of families who are being targeted for persecution by radical Muslims in the Middle East.
There is over 165,000 Christians was killed for their faith. Just last year. There is between 200 and 300 million persecuted Christians worldwide, and the world is remaining silent about it. It's the worst Holocaust that the world had ever known, and even the churches here doesn't know about it. Why? Because our world divided to 2 zones. A conflict zone and a comfort zone. The more that you are in a conflict zone, the more that the church is united, is strong. The more that you are in the comfort zone, the church don't care, only care about itself. They preach healing, prosperity, which is fair enough. It's good, it's important. Jesus did promise healing in the Bible, and we all believe in that. But did you know that he also promised persecution?
We talked to some of these people from Iraq and Egypt and Pakistan, and even in the midst of their torture, God's love was real. Take Rami, for instance. He was burned with cigarettes and fire. His toenails were ripped off. His testicles were electrocuted. But even then, the light of the world drove away his darkness.
In every bone in my neck, I see Jesus hug me. And when I lost my conscience, I see Jesus hug me.
Like you saw it, like you had a vision? It's like
كأنها زي رؤية يعني.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So as they were burning you, you felt his presence. You felt him as if he was hugging you.
Yes. Before I was Christian by the name. And after the burning again, my life was changing. I live everything for Jesus. I have no relative here. I have no money. I have no business. I live there in Egypt, but I know that Jesus will not leave me.
Our world today is unfair place, is dark place, not because the people is doing evil, but because the good people that sit around didn't do something to stop it. In the absence of light, darkness prevails.
Yet we are the children of the light, and wherever we go,